Hi guys, and welcome back to another DrAce video, and today we're going to be playing MotoGP 21, Round 8 of the Moto3 World Championship, and it's Catalunya for the Catalan GP. So in pole position is Grant with Mino and McPhee on the front row, Suzuki, Acosta and Masia in the second row, Binder, Antonelli, Rodrigo, Artigas, Foggia and Toba, Alcoba, Garcia, Nepa, Onchu, Fenati, Salach, Yamanaka, Guevara, Sasaki, Fernandez, Tatai, Rossi, Fallon, Farad Izdihar, Dupasquier, Koffler and Yuki Kuni at the back of the grid. So we look to the lights for round 8 of this Catalan GP, and away we go! Of course, still in power sitting 1. What a start from Andrea Mino as he gets right into the front. We are getting absolutely swamped on the start of this Grand Prix. Antonelli goes round the outside. There's Alcoba as well. Artigas behind us. Rodrigo, Foggia. Oh my goodness, we have lost 12 positions. Well, actually 11 positions, now 12 positions, right in the start of this Grand Prix. Goodness me. Argy-bargy into turn 2 there. It's going to be ever so difficult to get round these guys. Of course, only using power setting 1, we cannot get that extra boost of acceleration or fuel consumption by moving it up into power setting 2 and beyond. So sticking it into power setting 1, we'll be trying it over the inside here of Dennis Onchu. Good move there going into turn 4. He will try and go around the outside, but the nature of that corner will not allow it, as we now have Jeremy Alcoba to the left of us. Xavi Artigas a little bit closer towards us. Oh, we're getting closer and closer. Around the outside of Toba. That's a beautiful manoeuvre if I ever did see one. Good stuff there from Grant, the World Championship leader. Back onto the rear as Toba fights back pretty well there. Getting on closer and closer to Gabriel Rodrigo. Careful up on the inside because Toba wants to take that position. We fight back again. Get up on the inside of the CIP. Green Power Rider. Sort of stopping him getting round the outside there in turn 9. We have to be careful of turn 9, of course, because that was where we met our demise in practice 1. Now losing a lot of ground as we go towards turn 10. Now the riders tend to do a little bit of a swing here, so don't do the same swing. Go to the right hand side, then brake gently. Braking for a tighter line. You can see how close we get towards the Italian and the Argentine to the right hand side. Rodrigo run it in a little bit hot here. Ooh, actually he was extremely good there, but now we have the inside line. Get on the inside of Rodrigo, now up on the inside of Nico Antonelli. Beautiful move there upon the Avintia rider. Pedro Acosta, Jama Masia, the Red Bull KTM Tech 3 teammates. In fact, it's not the Tech 3, it's the actual official team in that one. As we get into turn 13, use the slipstream of Acosta, Masia and co. Mino leads the Grand Prix across the line. Tatsuki Suzuki in second. He now goes up into first place. John McPhee currently occupies third place, now into second place. We are losing ground as we go across the line. Not good for us. Couple of tenths already lost. We're down by a second to the race leader with Darren Binder. It's a brilliant start for the Petronas Sprinter rider. John McPhee has a good old look behind his shoulder. It's an animation they really need to get rid of. It's odd that they would just sit up and have a good old look around, see what's happening. They know where they are. Moto3 boys very rarely get a chance to even have a look. Never mind a glance or a long look like John McPhee just demonstrated there. We're going into turn 4. We close right in on the brakes. Our key to success is being strong on the brakes and being brave in the corners. As we go around the outside of Andrea Mino. Mino started first across the line and is now dropped down to 7th. Masia drops back as well. Actually, excuse me, I'm wrong. It's Acosta who dropped back as he, closer and closer to the Husqvarna there. Coming around the outside. Cleverly lifted up there just because Andrea Mino wants to go to the inside. Acosta stuck on the rumble strip. Goodness me. The rumble strips on this game are quite lethal. You have to be very careful as we get closer and closer to the rumble strip of ourselves. Don't want to be doing a replication from earlier on because that was absolutely dire. Don't want to be doing that. We're going to swing to the right here as everyone swings to the left. We now go round the outside of Andrea Mino. Can we stick? We're leaning onto him there. Bit of Dunlop on our left-hand side of the leathers there from Andrea Mino. Let him run it a little bit hot going into turn 11. Oh, onto the slipstream. We run it wide. Oh my god. Look at the tyre degradation on the front. Almost 50% on the right-hand side of that front tyre is almost gone already. I do believe we're running the soft option front and the medium rear. I like to try and make it a little bit difficult for ourselves on the soft. And of course, at the same time, we need the soft option for the earlier laps to try and regain some positions as we get excellent drive coming out of the turn 13, right onto the rear of John McPhee. Andrea Mino to the right of us. We get a 1:52.428 as the fastest lap of this Grand Prix. A good, healthy amount of overtakes has already occurred in this Grand Prix. And let me tell you, there's bound to be more coming up the inside of John McPhee. Oh, the change of direction. That would have been fine and dandy. That would have been one for the archive. For the overtaking archive, but it didn't happen there right now. John McPhee just ahead of us. We go, oh, careful, we're a little bit wide there. Oh, no, not wide, we were the opposite, we were too tight. It is easy to do that on these Moto3 bikes because, of course, they are quite light, so it's easy to sort of pull in the analog stick just a little bit too much, so then you go too tight and end up cutting the corner. Now going into the very difficult turn 5. A lot of riders crashed there in the past, so we went round the outside of John McPhee. Now pushing against Tatsuki Suzuki, argy-bargy, shoving each other. Now up into 4th place. Can we take 3rd from Suzuki? Contact me there as we dive up on the inside of Darren Binder. Oh, not quite. Binder will have the inside line, so thankfully for him, he will regain 2nd place. But he's looking menacing. Massey is looking extremely good. We've not seen Massey this competitive probably since Qatar. He was really good in the French GP, but just fell off towards the end. Probably tyre wear or some sort of fuel consumption problem for him. Now we go to the right-hand side to get ready to break into Lacacia. Can we get closer and closer to Jam Massey? Just a quick change of direction there as well to make sure we don't touch the rumble strip. We're getting closer and closer to Jam Massey, coming around the outside. Massey shoves me wide. Brilliant move from Massey. Has to be brave. He knows what it's like to get really fisticuffs with other riders. He is not shy as he gets beaten by both Darren Binder and Grant. The Husqvarna went round the outside. The Petronas Sprinter Honda went up on the inside. Beautiful move from 2 men there. 2 confident men battling for the World Championship. Suzuki now makes his way up into 3rd place. He also was in receipt of 3rd place after taking it away from Jama Masia. Now alongside Darren Binder, and that front tyre is extremely concerning. Look at the speed from Tatsuki Suzuki. That Honda is like a rocket. There's Jama Masia. Can he get up the inside? No, I don't think so. Grant was very, very strong on the brakes there. Can we get the change of direction on Darren Binder? I'd love to get that move stick there. I'd love to do it, but if we go around the outside of Darren Binder, oh, brilliant. I absolutely love this Moto3 career, ladies and gentlemen. It is absolutely bloody brilliant. If you're enjoying it so far, I think a like is well, truly deserved. And even a subscribe if you're also enjoying it, that little extra more. Now going into turn 4, we have the lead. Can we break away? We didn't manage to do it in Le Mans when we tried. Power setting 1 makes it a little bit more difficult, of course, but going into turn 5, we have a 4/10, now 5/10 of a second gap. But on this straight, going up towards 6, things could change. Up by 3/10 of a second. It's dropping down ever so slightly, down to about 2.5 seconds. Going into the left-hander, for turn 7, then the right-hander turn 8. Using what we've got here, I'll tell you what, this is not too bad. It'll all come down to the straight. How far ahead do we need to be to get across the straight and across the finish and win? It's going to be so difficult. 4/10 of a second of what this gap was going into turn 10. And oh my goodness, Darren Binder already got us on that straight, on that little small straight. That is unbelievable. Now we run it wide with another Petronas Sprinter rider there as well, John McPhee. He's looking menacing. He really wants revenge from Le Mans. Of course, he double wants revenge. He wants double revenge. Revenge and revenge. Because, of course, getting taken out in Mugello, which, of course, wasn't his fault. It's kind of crashed in front of him. I think he hit the rear of our Husqvarna and rendered himself out of the Grand Prix. And, of course, Le Mans, the classic finish going into Recordemont, where we just pipped him at the win in Le Mans for the French GP. Now we're into the slipstream of Darren Binder, though. This is pretty nice to know that we can still compete with him as long as we're into his slipstream. Now, if we're not into the slipstream, we're using power setting 1, forget about it. We have no speed on the straights, but going around the outside of Darren Binder, not quite. Binder very strong in the brakes. We could have that lunge that I want to do. Get it? Yes! Put that in the archive. Brilliant. Up on the inside, going into turn 2, then around the outside. I love it. Turn 3. Now into the lead yet again. This is where we need to be. So of course, it's going to be difficult to keep fighting our way through. The tyre life is not looking too grand, so we're going to have to do what we can and see if we can just hold on to the victory as Darren Binder gets closer and closer. I expected him to run it a little bit wide there and to potentially bump me, but it didn't happen. He's now up on the inside for turn 5. Can't we break and go around the outside for turn 5? That is gorgeous. That is smart racing. Brilliant stuff from Grant. Magnificently done. But Darren Binder, look at the speed. He chops my nose off. Can we go around the outside again for turn 6? Turn 7, rather. Turn 8 in a moment. Can we? Oh, it's close contact made. Taste my Dunlop front tyre, Darren Binder. As Darren Binder's going to fight. Oh, he picks me up into the corner at turn 9. Brilliant racing from the South African and the Englishman. Brilliant stuff. Absolutely gorgeous. Can we go for the inside for turn 10? Oh, sliding the rear with style and pizzazz there as well as we take the lead. Darren Binder's going to have to fight back going into the corner of turn 11. He's not going to be close enough to do it here. He wants to go around the outside. He cuts my nose off. I was very, very close to me bumping into him there because I expected him to go around the outside or to potentially chuck it up on the front, and he sort of went just into me. So I didn't know what to do as we get lifted up in the corner, both Darren Binder and John McPhee. Oh, and then we get the track limit warning. That is the worst. Going into turn 12, a difficult corner to overtake on. And both riders chucked it up on the inside of the Husqvarna. It's going to be 2 abreast going across the line as Darren Binder and McPhee both battle it out. I could get them in between them and make a Patronus Sprinter sandwich. Here we go, Husqvarna in the middle. Now we'll go around to the outside. Can we break going into turn 1? Beautiful. Beautifully done. Going around the outside, then onto the left-hand side for turn 2. Get ready to straighten the motorcycle up. Get the wheels parallel to break into turn 3. Good stuff. Now onto the right-hand side. Resting the knee on the rumble strip, or close enough to. Darren Binder, John McPhee, the Patronus Sprinter boys, they're coming. They've got the bit between their teeth, and the bit is Grant. He's the Husqvarna man, he's the World Championship leader. As Binder goes up on the inside. Brilliant stuff. Absolutely magnificent. As Binder takes over at the front. Can't we go around the outside into turn 5 and battle it out again? Oh, is it going to be? Oh, lift the motorcycle up. Oh, leaning on his front tyre there. Goodness me. Look at the wolves behind. Oh my God. Like the werewolves of London coming in for some beef chow mein. We are the victims here. We can't have them doing that. No way. I don't even want to look around again because that is too daunting. It's too intimidating. Just stay looking forward as Darren Binder's got a couple of tenths of a second lead. We got fantastic exit speed there. That is the best exit speed we've had all weekend. That is brilliant. Found a bit extra there and we still left it in power setting 1. So don't worry about that. There was certainly no cheating on my behalf. As we go round the outside into turn 10. Not quite. That's not going to stick it there. John McPhee has lost 6 tenths of a second. Someone's got down behind. I can't see who it is. Unfortunately, the game does no longer actually tells us who it is unless they're into the vicinity around us. But John McPhee is behind us by about 7 tenths of a second. Now replaced by Andrea Migno. And Andrea Migno, of course, the very fast young Italian, wants to move up into the front spots. He's going to take over from John McPhee and say, follow me. Probably tap on the rear to say, come on, stick with me. We'll catch the 2 boys ahead. As Darren Binder looks like he's a changed man. He's not been that competitive recently. He's been further down the grid. But right now, he is going all out. He wants the victory here today in Catalunya. This Spanish GP is really hotting up. Coming up at the inside for Darren Binder. Oh, it's going to be close. He just can't quite get it done there. It's so difficult. It'd be a beautiful spectacle if we can make that work. It's like the combination of the S's in Le Mans. If you get it right, you go up on the outside, then you flick it on the inside, then back on the inside again. It just looks so beautiful. It's one heck of a spectacle, ladies and gentlemen, as Darren Binder overtakes back at the front again for him. The South African is looking very racy here today. Very, very racy indeed. Update on the tyre situation. The front tyre for Grant is literally dead. There's nothing left of it. The medium back is not looking too bad. It's 50 to less than 50%. Not too bad. But the right-hand side of this track, of course, being a clockwise circuit with a lot of right-handers, it's very difficult. A lot of strain, a lot of pressure on those front tyres, and a lot of pressure on the right-hand side of both front and rear. We're getting closer. Look at the turn 9. That is navigated to perfection. It's going to be close. Ooh! I certainly expected some contact coming out of turn 9 there between the South African and the British rider. Not sure how far behind Andrea Migno is, but I know he'll be charging if possible, as Darren Binder is nowhere to be seen going into turn 10. Thankfully, we managed to hold on. That new revised and revamped turn 10. A lot easier to navigate. I'd quite like the new changes. Darren Binder up at the inside. Goodness me. Didn't even see that coming. And neither did you, so don't even deny it. Nobody's seen Darren Binder go up the inside there. Perhaps unless you're Darren Binder, you had an instinct for that one. As we now go into turn 13, of course, many battles have come down to the final corner there. Turn 13. Goodness me. If it comes to that one, then you gotta believe I'll go for a lunge. You got to believe it. Rossi Lorenzo circa, we want to do that from 2009. But right now, I don't want to be leaving it to the last corner because on the straight, Darren Binder's going to eat me alive, so we really can't afford to do that. I think things have calmed down a little bit, and maybe we'll just try and be smart about this. Stay behind Darren Binder, keep the gap over Andrea Migno to about a second, because World Championship thinking right now, guys, a second place is still fine and dandy. We'd only lose 5 points to one of our nearest competitors, to Darren Binder, but there's still plenty of laps left, and you've got to believe we're going for a lunge no matter what. We're going to fight to the death. There's no way we're going to give it up. And 6 tenths of a second behind is Andrea Migno, so it's Moto 3. You can't think wise about a championship. You just have to go all out. I'd like to think tactically here, but really you can't. Andrea Migno is coming. The same corners last time we took a glance behind it to turn 6. The boys are coming. Migno, Acosta, Suzuka, McPhee, Masia, Garcia. One plethora of talent there. absolutely amazing amount. So we have to... Oh, Darren Binder's getting away here. Maybe I should focus on the actual Grand Prix ahead of us, not so much behind us, because Mino, Acosta, Suzuki, they'll come. They'll come when they come. They'll arrive, as we need to get closer and closer to Darren Binder. Turn 10. Dropped it down into first gear there, a little bit too low for the rev counter, as you heard it screaming a little bit. Now onto the right-hand side for turn 11. Things have definitely calmed down a bit. Not many overtakes on this particular lap. I don't think we've had a single overtake. Getting closer and closer to Binder, but not quite anything coming to fruition just yet. We're going to the right-hand side for turn 12. Getting closer and closer. Is this a rehearsal of what could come? As you can see, not close enough. Now into the slipstream of Darren Binder. Power setting 1, using the slipstream. We're right behind him here. We are going to get a magnificent amount of draft here. Just stay with him. But at the same time, with that power setting 1, it's still not enough to get close enough. We're going to have to go on the lunge on the brakes, going into turn 1. Not going to happen here. Flick it to the right for turn 1. Flick it to the left for turn 2. We can have the change of direction. That is gorgeous. Yes. Up on there, around the outside, now into turn 3, back onto the heavily used right-hand side of the tyres. Look at that front tyre life, there is nothing left. The rear is hanging on by a thread as well, but there's still a lot more life in the rear than there is in the front, as Darren Binder is 75,000th of a second behind us right now. He's a 10th, never mind, he's already ahead of us. Oh my god, Darren Binder with a lunge. I tell you what, Binder really wants this one, he really wants it. And you know what? We do as well. You guys do. This is why you're here. This is why you're watching. This is why you're hitting the like button and the subscribe. We want to win this, and I want to win it for the aces. I want to win here in Catalan. The Catalunya Grand Prix is a magnificent track, one of my favourites, and I want to win here. We want to wipe away the memories of Mugello, the disaster that occurred into turn 3 there, into Luco. We don't want to do that here. We want to be fighting with Darren Binder, and we want to win right here in Catalunya. Now on the right-hand side, you know Binder's going to go for that sweeping sort of swing of a line for some strange reason. He runs it a little bit hot, so we will have the inside line. We could get up alongside him here, not quite. The speed that he's got coming out of the corners is our most concern right now, because with our tyre life being so degraded, we don't quite have the same oomph as he does, but we're going to have to conjure something up if things really come push to shove. Do everything we can going into turn 12. Get onto the rear tyre of Darren Binder. Is this a rehearsal? Not quite. I really want to go for the inside there. I really do. Getting into the slipstream of Darren Binder. We're much closer this time. So across the timing line we will go. And that is now the penultimate lap. Look at the extra speed the Husqvarna's managed to regain out of nowhere. Can we use it? Can we get into the inside? Into turn 1 alongside each other. Beautifully done into turn 1. We're going to run it a little bit hot. Oh, we've run it wide. Binder around the inside. Brilliant stuff from Binder. Brilliant Binder. Back up on the inside. Pedro Acosta is now into the podium positions in 3rd place. He's 8.5 seconds behind, so you've got to believe that that battle behind is not coming as much as I thought it would and as much as I would like him to join us. Right now, it's a 2-man scrap for the victory. So regardless of who doesn't come out on top here, it's still a nice chunky amount of points. 25 for the Grand Prix win and 20 for 2nd place. Now going into turn 5, left-hand side of the tyre, that heavily used front tyre is clinging on for dear life, and so are we, because Darren Binder's got the speed. I think he's been saving something here, because we're going full throttle this time, and we can't seem to stick with him on the brakes for turn 7, and the biggest concern is where we were gaining advantages on the brakes and going around the outside with the tyre life. That option and avenue is gone. We have to just give it everything we've got. We have to pick up speed going into these straights. Oh, a little bit out of shape, but we've got magnificent drive around the outside. 2 men abreast going into turn 10. Who's going to be at the latest on the brakes? We are, yes. Last of the late breakers goes Grant. Ran it a little bit too wide though. No track limit warnings. Good, Darren Binder. Oh, he's back again. Going into turn 11. Oh, I just had to pick the motorcycle up there. Did not fancy taking out Darren Binder and handing myself an irresponsible riding lap penalty. No, thank you. Now into turn 12. There's going to be one more lap, ladies and gentlemen. Just one singular lap. Yes, I can't believe 18 minutes of this Grand Prix has already surpassed, but now it's time for the big stuff. Who is going to win this Grand Prix? Darren Binder will go across the line in the lead. Look at the lap consistency on the right-hand side, because it's probably the last time you'll get a chance to see it. Going on to the long side him. 2 men going into turn 1. Who's going to be late on the brakes? Binder. He's done it. Brilliant stuff from Binder, but we might have the change of direction. Oh, look at the defence from Darren Binder. That is a smart man. That's a man who's been in Moto3 for a couple of years now and is ready to move up to Moto2, but he wants to go up with a championship. And you know what, Sunshine? So do I. So I want to beat you here. Getting alongside Darren Binder. It's going to be up into turn 4. Oh, not quite. Darren Binder again. He is taking our strongest point. We're good on the brakes, and if he can beat us onto the brakes, then I see nothing but bad things. We have to be strong here. We can't go around the outside here, can we? Well, yeah, we're going for it. We might be able to make it stick, but we don't have the exit speed like Darren Binder does. The rear tyre slipping and struggling to grip now. Darren Binder's got a couple of tenths of a second. We cannot let him get 3 tenths of a second, 2 tenths of a second lead at the minimum. We have to stay within him. No more than a tenth of a second unless Darren Binder will take this victory from us. Going into turn 9, we have to get that same drive we did earlier. Come on, we've got to get it into the slipstream. Not quite. Need to move a little bit inwards. Darren Binder still up by 3 tenths of a second. Coming into Lacacia for the last time. Closing up on him. Careful on the brakes. The front brake's wobbling. It feels like we're going to lose the front. Goodness me. Darren Binder still in the lead. We have to make a move into turn 11 or 12. Turn 13. It's not worth it. We cannot get close enough into turn 13. Surely, but no, we can go alongside him into turn 11. Come on. Not quite. Turn 12 on the right-hand side. Darren Binder still into the lead. We're going to have to get closer and closer. Come on. It's going to be a lunge. Can we go for the lunge up alongside him? Block pass. Yes. We're into the lead. Oh, Binder's in the slipstream, though. Binder's stuck. Binder's stuck. Grant's going to win it. Yes. He's done it. Oh, magnificent. Another last lap skirmish. We've done it again. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we've done it again. Last lap battle. Last lap victory. Up by 38,000th of a second, and Pedro Acosta takes 3rd place, 7 tenths behind. What a magnificent race, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely awesome. We now take the championship lead by 40 points over Darren Binder. Gabriel Rodrigo drops behind by 1 singular point. But goodness me, what a battle. Petronas Sprinter Racing now increased their championship lead to 35 points with Red Bull KTM behind, and of course Sterile Gardamax Racing 41 points behind. So guys, what a magnificent race. I need a beverage, and I'm sure you guys too after that one. My throat is killing me. But guys, amazing. Absolutely love this one. I am loving this career mode, and I hope you guys are too. So guys, if you enjoyed the video, like, comment and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to be alerted to every single DrAce upload. And upon that note guys, thanks for watching, and ciao for now. Oh hi, didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite set your appetite, then why not watch some more DrAce content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now, with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single DrAce video.